This time, on our grassless journey, we enter a pipe. After hearing about a place so fiery no grass can grow. To reach the sanctum, we must follow only 2 rules. No grass touching and forced grass contact is invalid. What do I mean by forced? Anything that takes control away from the player, be that a cutscene, level entry, pipe, or whatever, does not count. The pipe spits us onto grass, and the dirt path is just too far away to jump to. Our journey has already ended in defeat. Thanks for watching. I'm kidding. Please come back. By skipping the cutscene, we safely get placed before the first level, where we jump into the next problem, making it to the fence. And no matter which character we use, they just don't make it far enough. However, after remembering that there is a sprint button, we make it with Peach. Then continue walking on the fence, then sand, until we reach a gap. Wall jumping up there is possible, but there's grass in the way. We fail and start over and go the other way. This path is safe, and we continue with a bit of platforming until we arrive at a pipe. We can't use it because it leads to grass, so we go over it and land safely. Then we jump to the tree, acquire a catsuit and climb up the wall. There, we carefully avoid grass, making it to the bridge, and then arrive at another grass-infested hill. The pipe leads to grass, so that's also a no-go. Climbing the wall without touching grass seems impossible, but by timing our jump and then diving, we make it onto the fence. Then we slowly crawl over to the finish. However, this attempt doesn't count. Why? Let's rewind, zoom in, and slow down. Right there. One paw barely touched grass. Yes, I only discovered that while editing, but I'm still going to fix it. However, this proved more challenging than expected. I just couldn't get it again. I even tried a different approach, but fell short. Then, I discovered another move, a pounce. And by using this move, we can barely make it. And now, we can finally continue. While moving between levels isn't hard, we still need to be careful. In 1-2, we once again have to use the fence. But after entering the pipe, we are safe for a while. Down here, we also use a Koopa shell to solve any 1-up issues that could occur. To beat the level, we need to do some more fence jumping. The camera angle is awkward, but we get it eventually. Next, we pound 2 charging chucks, but they get revenge by throwing us onto grass. And the distance is yet again too far to jump, but there's a solution. Before we fight them, we go to 1-2 and use the secret exit to unlock World 2 early. Then, we fight them again and get thrown onto grass, but this time, we are prepared. We jump, open the world map to teleport to World 2, then teleport back, and continue as normal. Why would we go back and not continue in World 2? For one, it feels cheap, and we also need a certain amount of green stars to beat the game, so grabbing any we can is advised. The charging chuck's revenge is not quite over yet. There is a gap between the bridge we want to cross. We can jump it, but if we press the jump button too close to the chuck, we enter the fight again. We avoid this by turning away, then jumping and jump again to reach 1-3. We start off an excellent wooden platform and follow the path until we can't progress. We switch to Peach and attempt to climb the right side with a catsuit, but fail. Then, just use the trusty fences again, send some blocks, a piranha, and make our way into a pipe. The pipe, however, is a death trap, so we start over. This time, we go the other way and carefully wall jump before sliding into grass. On our next attempt, we don't slide down and use our new catsuit to climb the rest of the mountain without trouble. Then we beat up a piranha and finish the level. We only need 1 good jump to beat 1-4, and 1-5 doesn't have any grass. So we carefully jump to the first castle. Bowser doesn't want to give us a ride, so we blow up his car. For some reason, the turtle decides water more than some weeps. So much in fact, that simply by touching it, he gets blasted into the sky. We then force a suspiciously green fairy to make us a pipe to the next world. The pipe doesn't even reach far enough to enter it, but with a jump, we make it, only to get placed into grass. As expected, you can't trust grass fairies. Luckily, we can avoid the pipe entirely by using the secret exit again. 2-1 has no grass obstacles, And 2-3 also looks promising, but at the very last moment we get ambushed. The steps were so close. Why not drop us off there? Why does this level have to be so cruel? Anyway, we go to 2-2 instead, and there's no grass. 2-4 drops us onto some nice dirt, and we jump onto a Galumba, then a pipe, then some blocks, and make it to the checkpoint. We carefully time our jump to reach the pipe and barely avoid the weed. And after exiting the tunnel, we gather some speed and make it directly to the finish. We cook some big Galumbas and extort some more enemies for stars. 2-5 has more fence hopping, and Galumbas continue being useful. After making it to the boxes, we wall jump and then jump from one pipe to another before carefully floating into it. Then we use our catsuit to make it onto the question block, climb up the grass pipe and jump onto the fence. From there, we reach some more blocks, then climb up another wall to dive over to the fire bro and convince him to let us through. After exiting the pipe, we carefully jump to safety, climb up and fail to dive. On our next try, we fail again, but then take a different approach and reach the finish with a big dive. We then board the train, but Bowser is nowhere to be seen. 3-1 and 3-3 have no grass, so we quickly reach 3-2. There, we carefully follow the path and avoid the moving grids trying to push us into grass. Things look promising until we enter a warp box. Why? Just why do they keep doing this? We exit the level and enter 3-4, where a backflip brings us to safety. Then some more fence hopping and we beat the level. 3-5 has us jumping onto a rock, then wall jumping to make it safely to water. We then use a pipe to clear another gap and finish the level with the help of our trusty fences. 3-6 is 3. Well, there's one death trap, but we can avoid it. 3-7 only requires a bit of jumping to reach the safety of the moving platforms carrying us to the goal. Another disappointing train ride later, we get interrupted by a circus before reaching World 4. 4-1 is 3 and we continue to 4-2. Things start off alright. We do some careful platforming here and there, but then a river filled with grassy platforms and purple death awaits, and climbing up and avoiding it is also not possible. Would this really be the end for us after making it not even close to the promised land? Of course not. There is an item, a powerful one, only appearing before the most worthy. I call it the journalist's leaf. What does it do? Well, it makes you immortal to most everything. Environmental damage excluded. We can also fly longer than with a regular leaf, but no matter which character I tried, they simply couldn't get far enough. If you've been paying attention, you may have noticed something. A lone bee flying around. What if we jumped off this bee to make the gap? I went back to 3-1 and grabbed some regular leaf power-ups, and then, with Luigi, bounced off the bee and reached the wooden platform. Unfortunately, we were not done yet. I tried to clear a piranha, but got hit. Luckily, we still had a backup. I gathered speed and jumped. First a bee, then a piranha, again, and again, and again, but failed the landing. However, it was possible, and that was all that mattered. And after that great attempt, what had to follow were less great attempts. Then, I got another chance and missed the final piranha, but landed on it and made it. At least, that's what I thought, but I didn't. You can't stand on the spiked parts, so I fell through and failed. After more close attempts, we finally nailed the landing. And I definitely wasn't nervous as I made my way to the finish pole. We beat some rocks, relax in 4-3, then arrive at 4-4, where we're fine, as long as we keep to the path and bounce. We get caught in yet another death trap, but after that encounter, make our way safely to the flag. 4-5 is another tricky one. There's grass everywhere, besides the edges, so we always need to stay there. But one misstep, and we're out. It took some time, but eventually we make it on our next attempt. 4 castle, yet again, has a lack of spiky turtles, so we continue to world 5. 5-1 starts as a relaxing beach, and the only hurdle is some more fence jumping. We beat 5-2 and some more chucks before reaching 5-4, where we carefully navigate the fences and glide into the pipe. Then use a combination of fences, blocks and ants to make our way to this wall. There is a small patch of dirt below the pipe, but it's too risky, so we use our cat power up and climb up the wall and dive over to the pipe. Then use some more fences and wooden platforms to dive into another pipe. Things look awful with grass as far as the eye can see, but by making our way to this dirt patch and then jumping back, we reach a large dirt spot we use to get onto stone fences and slowly continue jumping them, but run out of time. This attempt we are faster and climb another wall to reach a pipe, then jump from one stone fence to another and reach the finish with no pressure whatsoever. The rest of the world has no grass, and we soon leave yet another castle empty turtled. Things continue smoothly with no grass in sight. 6-4 has some, but it's easily avoidable. The same applies for 6-6, but we have to give up on an easy star. We clear another train, then another circus. And after all that, we finally arrive at the promised land. There is fire everywhere. No matter where I go, only fire and lava, no grass whatsoever. Heresy! Why is this dreadful thing still present? We race through the rest of the levels and quickly reach Bowser's door, but he doesn't open up, so we convince him to. We then confront him about the grass we found, but instead of answering, he just flies off again. We quickly chase after him, and what do we find? More grass. This time, even unavoidable. It's a split path, so we go the other way. And after clearing some more levels and circuses, we arrive at his doorstep and find the door locked yet again, so we deploy more explosives. Then we confront him again, and with no way to run, we find out why he abandoned his fiery ways. Bowser has changed, hiding his true form and fooling everyone. He isn't a turtle anymore, but a cat turtle. It all makes sense now. Cats like grass after all. Disgusted by his betrayal, we do the only logical thing and explode him out of this once blessed realm. Then make our way to the top, ready to burn this unholy place to the ground. And as expected, Bowser's lair is filled with grass. We carefully navigate the stones to avoid it. But as a final act of defiance, the fairies summon a cutscene, forcing us onto grass, and we black out.